below the Gauntlight keep. Oh, I should have asked beforehand, if you're familiar with the general exposition of this AP, like you have some rough idea. The town of Ottardo, you already know. Yeah.
Yeah. I know Atari from doing Troubles in Atari with Anthony, and we talked a little bit about doing Abomination Vaults, so I have like a rough idea. The specifics I'll probably need help brushing up on every now and then, but I have a good general idea at least.
Okay, I think that'll be enough to get us started. And we can move here. I realize that you probably can't see anything on the map, can you?
I
You
cannot.
cannot. So,
Just set him as an observer on our tokens again.
yes, that's a good idea. I'm going to give you
You can
Ottardo is
just give me
usually.
control of Anthony's character, and I'll just jump in like that.
Yeah, that sounds fair. Let me just mute Anthony first and then. No, I'll give you Observer for Ottardo because Ottardo is usually in the front, so you should be able to see whatever is going on in the front of the party. So now you should see something on the map.
I don't, but let me refresh just in case.
If you
Of
don't,
course,
I
now
have
it
no.
decides to load all slow. Give me a
Of
minute.
course. If that is not working, I have another idea what we can do.
It is really taking its time this time. You guys you could feel free to get. Oh, here we go. Yes, I can see now. Thank you.
Okay, great. So yeah, so we're deep below the Gauntlight. A few things have happened. The party has learned a few things about the past and maybe even the present of this complex that has opened up below what is known as Gauntlight Keep. They've continued to go deeper and deeper into the vaults below, and they have now reached a level that almost seems like a retreat of some kind, that it was a retreat way back for the creator of this place with like well-appointed rooms and chambers and a fine dining room and kitchen and staff and all that stuff. And they had decided to just peek behind one more door before heading back to town. And unfortunately, behind that door, they met a squirming horror. The room itself, I'm just gonna give you the description again, guys. So the room itself looks kind of like a lounge of some kind. The walls are hung with grisly paintings depicting various spectral beings cavorting, ruined neighborhoods, overgrown swamps, and foggy graveyards. Once again, this graveyard imagery pops up. There are three large overstuffed chairs that pair with small end tables, and on those end tables there are some empty wine glasses. To the south of the room, there's a cluttered writing desk with its own chair, and to the west there's a large iron tub that's just barely visible between standing screens that depict shadowy marches. And on the chair in front of that desk, that's where you see the creature. He looks, or it looks like a mass of thousands of slithering leeches and worms and maggots and similar creatures. And as he moves and speaks, all of that mass writhes and wriggles, and the voice sounds raspy and is as if it's like almost buzzing because it's so many different voices that seem to sort of coalesce into the words that you hear. I'm gonna give you an image of what your new friend looks like. As you open the door, he turns around. He was sitting at the desk and immersed in his work. And he turns around to face you with a completely featureless head shape that's also made up just of leeches and maggots and worms. And he stands up from his chair and, gently pushes the chair back against the desk, turns around, holds out his hands, and says, "Who are you, and why do you disturb me? You've come from far above, I know that much, but I do not understand why you continue to interrupt my work for the mistress."
And Ottardo slams the door closed.
Boom. Okay. You
And
slam the
he-
door closed. You kind of like back up a few steps. I guess the whole group is probably gonna take a few steps back. And through the gap at the bottom of the door, the little edges between the frame and the door itself, you see like several leeches popping through
Oh,
and like very slowly squeezing themselves out of there, and they start to plunk 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 fall down in front of the door, gather on that tile as you continue to like step back, watch
yeah.
this.
Ottardo's going to slam the other doors and urge everyone to run.
I'm not opposed to this.
All right. So you all-
I'm rather short on magic.
Okay. So as you turn to run out of here as fast as you can, if you dare to look back over your shoulder, you see that also the second door, there's a couple of leeches already like squeezing through.
It's still coming.
All right, but it is somewhat of an obstacle, so you do have a little bit of a head start here, and it won't chase you out of this level, so you keep running. And you can continue to run. Are you gonna head all the way back upstairs?
Well, I think Lucca wants a rest.
Yes, I need time to, you know, go unconscious for a bit.
For your weary bones.
Yep.
Indeed.
Yeah, I guess we're going back to town.
Okay. So you chase back upstairs once you realize that there's no horror chasing after you. You can slow your pace a little bit. You break out into the midday, actually. I think this is, yep, we're kind of around noon by the time you come out. Some scattered clouds. It is not. It's like a little clammy outside. It's very cold, but it's definitely a refreshing change to breathe air again. That's comparatively relatively clean and doesn't taste and smell like old books and um, and mold. So you head all the way back to town and intend to rest for a little bit. How long do you want to spend in town? Is there anything you want to do, or is it just to rest up and head back?
I understand Luca will have to do a full rest before he regains his spells. Apparently, we'll have to spend the rest of the day here. And I think we'll have to get back into the casks and get more of that vile goblin brew, because there's surely we'll need a lot of burning done next day.
Yes. Well, of course I will retreat to my little cabin, but it would be wise perhaps to pick up some more, alchemist's fire or other such explosive type devices based on what we've seen in there.
Do you know what that thing is?
Uh, Well, I imagine that was the abomination that we read about in the tomes. A spirit, perhaps an undead entity, which has been bound unto a swarm of foul little crawling insects and maggots and worms and the like. Ordinarily, worms can be quite nice, actually, but not when they all gather up like that. Oh, ugh.
I can swear a name keeps dancing on the tip of my tongue, but I can't put my finger on it.
Yes, yes. But I think we would do well to equip ourselves with fire. Yes, more fire.
More fire, absolutely. All the fire. I mean, that whole place needs a lot of more fire. Like,
So you send Lucca off to his cabin, promising to get as much fire as you can. And you mentioned Crow's Cast, so is that where you're heading?
I think so.
Okay. Well, it's still early in the day, or well, not that early, but it's early in the afternoon, I should say. Magaloy is, of course, busy, and as you approach, I wonder, wait, which one of you was it who spent? Oh, that was Lucca, right? Who worked a little bit as a taste tester here. Okay. So Megaloy says, "Oh, it's you. Are you filling in for your friend today? That's really fortunate. I just finished my latest brew." And she reaches for a couple of containers, like what's it called? Like drinking water bags? No, what are those called?
Water
The
skins.
water skins. Yes. So she grabs a couple of water skins, holds them up, and like the bottom has just completely burned out. It's the acidity of whatever was in there is just completely punched holes. And she goes, "Well, never mind. I guess I need to twiddle with my tincture. Yeah. Anything I can do for you, though?"
Yeah, Soma actually gives that burns water skin like an absent stare, like seemingly experiencing the flashbacks to the walls, like, and pondering if she should drink this. After all, maybe that would be a sweet release after all. But after coming back to her senses, she like says, "Listen, hi, we remember that we got like that what actually we called it, goblin something, right? I think we gave it to a Ottardo, right?
You mean my goblin pepper stout? I'm very proud of it. It is fantastic, completely undrinkable, but amazing brew.
Exactly. We need more. Like, huh?
Yes, for some reason I have a hard time selling it, so you're welcome. As much as you like. I have a whole cask of it.
Nah. Like, I'm actually starts like rubbing her hands together in anticipation. Like, a whole cask. Like, how much do you want for it?
Well, it is essentially Alchemist's Fire, and she's gonna sell it to you at the 10% Town's Hero discount. I would have to look up how much Alchemist's Fire is, but that's pretty much.
Actually, pretty expensive. I don't.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's works like a lesser Alchemist's Fire. Is that true? Yes.
8 pieces in our stash. Just between ourselves.
Yeah, so it's 3 gold pieces per dose of Alchemist Fire.
Okay,
Uh,
yes, actually,
I've added the valuable books from Ottardo and Birke's inventory to the stash, so I'm just going to turn that into coin.
also, I guess we can at least grab 5 bottles of this thing.
Okay. Can you pull that? I think I need to put it in the chat for you to be able to put it on your sheet. Is that right? Or can you just add it?
That's
Yeah, I don't have merchant sheets or anything like that set up, so I think you just need to pull it into your inventory from the chat.
No, we can actually purchase it from the compendium browser.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Cool.
it won't give us the discount, of course.
right.
I think when you pull, or is there an option to purchase reducing gold? Because if you just drag it from compendium to your inventory, it doesn't normally change the gold.
Yeah, but I think if you just pull it into your inventory and we'll do the math manually, actually with discount. So it's 3 gold
Options.
pieces would be full price. How many did you want? 5?
Right, yes. Oh,
Okay.
no, I just bought it and it took my money.
Okay. But full price, I assume.
Mhm.
Okay, so then I can put how many did you get? 5?
I just got one right now.
Okay, get the other 4 or how many you want. I'll put is it 1.5 gold pieces into your stash?
Or... There we go.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. Anything else you want to get done today, or should we just kind of fast forward to the next morning?
I think some actually consider to stay in the casks and offer her services as a taster after Lucca, as he will be unavailable today.
Oh, Magaloy is delighted to hear that and immediately sets up a flight of her newest creations for you.
It's time to live dangerously.
Yeah, well, most of the flight, at least, doesn't immediately burn through its containers, so seems okay. Right, so I'm gonna need you to make a fortitude save to earn income. So we're at a task level 4 here. Ooh, look at you. What's your expertise? I see you're trained. Okay. So you would normally make 7 silver pieces because it's a critical. I assume we're gonna go task level +1. So that would be 9 silver pieces. What a way to make a living.
Oh, pure cope.
All right, Ottardo, anything you want to do today, or should we?
Nothing particular, no.
Okay. All right. So next morning, I'm gonna move us ahead here a couple of hours. Early in the morning. Heavy rain today that wakes you up. The sound of it like pattering onto the roof of your respective hut or a home or tavern in Soma's case wakes you up early and you gather your stuff, meet with your friends, and head on out to the vaults. Fully aware of what horror you're about to face, you descend into the vaults once again. Where exactly do you want to go? Just basically where we left off, or somewhere else?
Ottardo would suggest to go again to the same 4th level, but not through that pathway. Maybe if we can take any of the other staircases.
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple little like passageways we haven't actually checked in the 3rd level. I don't know if we want to like clear all of those and make sure we know exactly where they go before we fully commit to the next level down.
All right.
We don't go full deep yet.
Okay.
It might literally just be a matter of opening a door and realizing it just goes like up to level 2 again. So I don't know. But
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, that you can see your map. You know what you've explored. I'm not entirely sure if I can.
there's 2 staircases I know that go up that we never actually went up to make sure, like, we knew where they went up to.
Yeah, those just go up to the second floor.
They do, okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So if
Well,
So,
in that
so
case, perhaps, Ottardo, take the lead. I trust your judgment.
okay. So does that mean that we've explored all the downstairs staircases?
Stairs leading down?
No,
Yeah.
no. We definitely at least one or two that we didn't descend. I mean, this the banquet room was the first one we descended into this level.
Have we found another staircase down? We found.
think
I mean, we
we-
found the elevator.
No, I think we definitely found another one. I just from the top of my head I don't remember where it was, but it
Yeah,
was another one.
I'd have to see the 3rd level map to
I'm gonna
recall.
yeah, I'm gonna activate that map for us. So what staircase are we talking about?
So this is
There's
stairs up.
there's
This is
there's
up.
these two.
Yeah, those both lead up to the floor
Both
above
lead-
you, and they both come out in places you've already explored.
Then I think this the one we went down. I think this is the only one down we found on this level. The only thing that might also take us down is
Wait, no,
the elevator.
this one in the ghoul's shape.
Oh, I haven't seen around that corner, so I don't know what's down there. Yeah,
is not.
okay.
Oh, right. So yeah. I guess we go down there.
Okay. In that case, we're gonna do a quick pause as I take Matt to the room next door once again.
What is that? Is there someone in the library?
Okay. Where am I? Here am I. As you reach for the door, and open it up, and you're kind of taking your first step into that hallway, a voice rings out from the door across this collection space. And
You
yeah,
go ahead.
you go ahead.
Okay, yeah. You hear Augrael go, "Don't go down there. That's where the Wolfman is. He's a tough customer. I don't think you want to deal with him."
Yeah, as the voice rings out, like someone jumps almost up to the table, turning around like and like, oh my, someone by the black wings of death. What the? And when she sees this person, she like narrows her eyes, like looks at him, looks at Lucca, looks at him, like hey, look, is that the guy you told us about?
Yes, yes. Stay your blades and your spells. He's cool.
He's
Well,
ghoul.
if you say so.
He's cool because he lacks body heat.
Yes,
true.
indeed. My friends, meet my other friend. This is Augrael. I told you about him. We talked about books together. Had quite a fine conversation. Surprisingly, well read.
Not much else to do around here at the point. I would say stay away from that wolf. You know, not someone you want to go be friends with. Not as well read as me, and much less pleasant.
Wolfman.
Yes, like Canterbury. Yes,
Ah,
werewolf.
Ottardo is like searching through his memory and is vaguely remembering that somebody told us about a wolf person.
I mean, it's the owner of the market. I just remember his name.
Yeah.
When you say a wolf man, what do you mean exactly?
He is a werewolf. He used to be a druid that had some bad business go down in Otari. And as far as I know, came down here to find shelter and hasn't gone up since that I know of.
He's not keen on conversation, I take it.
Not from my experience. I try to stay out of his path. Um, I prefer the company of books.
Right. Hmm.
But do you think he would be dangerous or hostile?
Simon, do I think he'd probably be dangerous or hostile?
He's probably chased you off before, like barking and howling at you and like, trying to keep you off his territory. So I think you'd assume that he doesn't want anyone there.
If we went down there, I don't think he'd appreciate it. He's a bit of a, not to pile on the dog stereotype, but he's a bit territorial.
Well, down the other staircase is a horrible creature that we don't want to go face back right
Yes.
now.
Uh, rock in a hard place.
That
Hmm.
describes most of our experiences with this place.
Yes. Well, let's see. This wolf man, is he like a dick? Like, would we feel bad about ourselves if we killed him later?
Oh, well, that's more of a you question than a him question, I think. Like, do you feel bad about that sort of thing usually?
I mean,
Yes.
it kind of gets a little. Uh, depends, really.
And Augrael just kind of, and you might?
You probably enjoy eating him, though. I imagine more so than the worms. Worm man, or wolf man. Decisions.
Probably, I mean, not that I would ever do something like that, but yeah, maybe he would be better. Probably. Not that I do that sort of thing, but
Oh, you don't like wolf or lycanthrope meat? The last
his
time we
hand
met,
like
you were
starts
very keen
twitching.
on eating all sorts of bodies.
Let's just not talk about it for the moment.
Oh, very well.
His hands like twitching at his side, like like a smoker
Right.
that hasn't had a smoke in a while.
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, sorry. I forgot. Mortals, living flesh around. It's probably difficult for you not to chew on them all and sight their delicious, tasty flesh.
Yeah, let's
still think
like I said, maybe we don't talk about it at the
right
moment
for.
and don't belabor it too much.
Oh yes, apologies. Yeah, no, of course, of course. I have that problem whenever I think about their bones. But never mind that. Let's see. Yes, wolf person or no flesh, no bones, worm person.
Clementine, I have a deal breaker question here. So, that green ribbon that we were following, in which direction did it went?
I
Oh, yes.
don't think were you able to trace it? Because I think it went into this room that you're in right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, we
But
traced it to this somewhere to this turn, I believe. So
yes, and it went into this room that you're in right now. But I don't think you were able to trace it further than that.
well, if we were following, I think it would be more prudent continue following at least the one clue that we have left here. And right now, since we don't see traces of the spectral ribbon here or there, so suppose we might as well go and talk to the werewolf.
And Matt, to catch you up here, because Augrael would know this, there is a room on this level, which Augrael would probably just call the spooky room. It's a little reading room with an ancient tattered sofa, but one of the walls always was shimmering with strange green light. And it never happened for Augrael, but for the group here, when they explored that room, there like writing formed on the wall and then slid down, and that green light kind of slithered down the hallway and around the corner, and eventually led them to this room that you're in here right now. But as they chased down that light, they ran into a group of ghouls, and they decided not to chase it further. So now they don't know where it eventually went. So yeah, that's what we were talking about here.
Well, following the trail of Otari's message does sound like a good idea to me.
So, yeah, I suppose we first we don't deal with the worm person, and we follow the clues. Sounds good. Sounds good. And someone will start preparing her instrument.
Wise notion. Souma, of course, always the voice of reason.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I don't know if I made proper introductions. Augrael, this is Souma Iron-Tongue? Iron-Tongue, yes, indeed. Uh, masterful composer of songs and catchy rhythms.
Now, you were overselling it. I mean, I'm just moonlighting in the Crook's Nook, so there's a bit of a live music. I mean, some composing is going to be done only in my future. I mean, although I fancy myself somewhat of a scholar, or a scholar of these ruins, and in the past year I brushed up quite heavily on the history of the Rose Guard that tried to conquer this dungeon way before, and well, now it seems I'm having to retrace their steps, which is somewhat exciting if it wasn't so terribly disgusting and lethal.
Indeed.
All of the best things are.
Don't sell yourself short, though, Souma. I find myself tapping my toes quite frequently, even in the middle of terrible, life-threatening combat. Whenever you feel inspired to play.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, this is Sir Ottardo, a brave knight and door opener of our little group.
And attorney at law, and he's going to like.
Oh, and an attorney, yes, most importantly.
And he's going to drop his warhammer and try to like dig underneath the breastplate to fish out a little what are they called?
Business card?
Business card, yes. He's gonna hand it to Augrael, okay, in case of any contract disputes.
Oh yes, thank you. He like tucks it behind his ear because he doesn't really have a whole lot of places to put it. Uh, I don't find myself in too many of those disputes, but I'll keep your name in mind for sure.
And this is Birke. She sometimes doesn't have much to say with her words, but she certainly speaks quite loudly with her gisarm.
Bigger just
And
snarls, probably.
Yeah.
and of course, you and I are already acquainted, but I'm Lucca, and I am a bit of a well, I don't really know if I have a good term for what I. Let me call myself a traveling uh, uh, explorer of interesting phenomena.
We'll have to work on that title, but yes, it was lovely to talk with you earlier, and if you guys don't mind, I might tag along a bit. Curious to see what you guys get up to.
So have you finally tired of your little reading chamber and your books?
I don't know if I've tired, but always interested to learn something new, and you are the first people around here that don't chase me off or bark at me, so that's a plus.
Well, it's I guess it is a strange thing to say, but you're the second one that didn't try to kill me in this dungeon, so that's a quite pleasant experience then.
Yes, not all
Maybe
of
you
us are
just
bad.
yes, maybe you just haven't hung out around enough undead.
Hmm. Well, maybe one day I will get to Gap and we'll see about that.
Yes. Just by sheer numbers, the more undead you experience, eventually you're going to come across a few who are, you know, cool.
Definitely, but you might get eaten in the process, so it's a little bit of a gamble in that regard. Not
Trade-offs.
by
Yes,
me.
trade-offs. Well, regardless, now that introductions are made, perhaps we ought to move on.
All right. Is that what you do?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay. Glad everyone is so being so welcoming to the ghoul joining the party, but that's how that works.
If he tries to bite us,
Lucca
I will
vouch
blame
for
Lucca.
him.
If he tries to bite us, I will blame Lucca for that. So
Well, maybe we'll eventually learn that Ottardo's business card is actually some powerful mind control.
It's like a nicotine patch, but for eating flesh.
Yes. It's something necrotine patch.
There you go. There you go.
good.
All right, so we'll open the door here. I assume Ottardo's going to take the lead, and you turn around the corner, and as soon as you really go onto the staircase and a couple of steps down, you already see this faint green shimmer at the base of the stairs that you've seen before, that slithering across the hallways here, as if it's been patiently waiting for you to finally catch up. I'm going to activate the next level here, but I'm going to put us on pause because, yeah, you descend further down, as you've done before, probably at the same depths as you were when you were encountering the worm, the walking mass of worms. And you arrive at the base of the stairs, and here the south wall that's facing the stairs is glowing with these ribbons of eerie green luminescence. And as you move carefully closer, once again, the glowing light starts to slither around on the wall and start making shapes and then letters and finally words. And it spells out the message: Gauntlight is a weapon built to raise Absalom. It must be brought down. And then once this message is spelled out, in full, the words kind of melt down the wall, just sliding down, uh, moving into a single ribbon that starts to writhe off the wall onto the floor, and then turns into like a sequence of footprints, almost one glowing footprint after another, moving further west and disappearing under the door. Oops. There we go. Okay, so you open the door, you see the footsteps continuing. You can take a couple of steps inside, and then I'll tell you exactly what happens. But as far as the footprints go, you kind of see them. Um, sorry, I lost my bookmark here.
Someone tries to be closer to certain. Again, prepares to magic weapon of
Yeah,
emergency.
that's all right, but I'm gonna have to freeze you in a second here. So you kind of move into this area, watching the footprints, go tip, 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 tip into this sort of pavilion that I'm gonna describe to you in a second. But the footsteps first move in there, and then you get the sense almost as if they're like hesitating, not just waiting for you, but you just get the sense of hesitation. And then they all of a sudden make this kind of panicky twist, and they run down off the stone tiles here, and you see them reappear on the rocky shore over here, and then move further and further south until they disappear from view. However, you don't really have an opportunity to investigate that further, because as you turn the corner here, you are accosted by someone. But let's first talk about the scenery here. What you have entered is basically an immense cavern. It is a natural cavern for a change, mostly at least. There's water dripping down, condensation that has gathered into this large, still lake. Thick patches of moist mushrooms, some of them are nearly 4 feet tall, grow along the western shore of the lake. And there's a narrow trickle of water that feeds in from a tunnel to the south. This pavilion you're on is about 35 feet long, and it's made of stone, and it's standing in the middle of the lake. It's about 10 feet above the water level. And there are, in total, about a dozen stone columns keeping the pavilion up. The entire pavilion is encrusted with damp, pale fungus, and there are these two stone bridges, one that you just crossed almost entirely, and one that's leading north towards a door that is set in that wall. There's a campfire that's still flickering, burning in the middle of the pavilion, the smoke slowly curling to the ceiling. And all the way in the back, at the edge of the light of that campfire, you see some glowing eyes, and you hear growls. And as you turn the corner and you kind of step onto the pavilion fully, those growls turn into full-on barking as a wolf starts just yapping at you furiously and just kind of like jumps forward and snaps at the air and barks and growls. And behind him stands a man who looks like this. Very much feral looking, um, grizzled. Uh, he has a very wolf-like demeanor. So it's pretty clear to you that this must be the wolf man that Augrael was talking about. His skin is like pasty and pale, as if he hasn't seen sunlight in decades. Even from a distance, he reeks of mushrooms and sour sweat. Um, and he is, as you come in, like he's hunched over behind the wolf. He almost looks like a wolf himself. He also kind of he yells at you, but it also sounds like barking almost and howling as he apparently also tries to intimidate you and scare you off. These two wolf-like creatures at the edge of the pavilion. Um, yeah. So you can tell me what you do now. So I'm gonna unpause, but I ask you to tread carefully because they are very much threatening.
Hello there.
You try to talk to him.
Yep.
Okay. So at first he just continues to howl and bark. And you can give me a diplomacy or whatever you want to try, or an intimidate or whatever.
Actually, I want to try to use her competence. So, like, Souma herself, she doesn't speak, but, well, since she already holds her summoned lyre, could just touch the strings and let the note flow.
All right.
So Ottardo would have an easier time of reaching Wildman.
Okay. So you strike a couple of supportive chords, and then Sam, tell me, what are you trying? How are you trying to talk to this guy?
Just being like non-threatening and friendly, like just introductions.
Okay. All
Just
right.
passing through. We mean no harm.
Nice. Okay. And I see Soma is helping as well. Yeah, you're trying to appear as non-threatening as possible, being fully armed. Um, and he he almost seems surprised when you use the common language on him, but you get the sense that he's surprised that he understands you in a way. And he like not like snaps out of it, but he does seem to appear to realize that, oh yeah, I can speak this language too. And he, in a somewhat halted fashion, he growls back and he says, I don't care who you are. I don't want you in my territory. This is mine. Mine, 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 mine. And he continues to do this like barking way of speaking.
Is that yours too? Says Lucca, pointing to the tunnels behind him. Is it okay if we go that way?
Did the town send you? You come from the town, don't you?
We are looking for someone who's missing in here. A dwarf, if you've seen someone.
I've seen no one. I know nothing. And you leave now, or I'll rip you to shreds.
Does this count as leaving? Lucca says once again, pointing to the tunnel.
That this count is leaving. And what's he gonna do? I think what he's gonna do is he'll say, this is my cave. All of it.
Oh,
Do you have a deed to the place?
I'm not sure.
And then he like as Ottardo gives this somewhat snippy response, he goes down on all fours and he growls once more, very menacingly, and rolls intimidate for initiative. And
Okay.
you can roll your perceptions.
Ottardo, I don't think that's what he wanted to hear. I'm not even sure he knows what a deed is.
Hey, let me see.
Sure, he did a lot of bad deeds, but just not on paper.
Yes, I think he thought you meant a deed as in a feat, as a feat of murder, which he is about to attempt to perform.
All right. So I have us here. Mm, and we can begin the encounter, and it's actually his wolf who gets to act first. I guess he kind of like growls some sort of um, command at him, and the wolf just leaps forward and is going to try to attack Ottardo. So he looks.
Quick question regarding the exploration activities.
Yes.
Since we established that Ottardo would always be using defend,
Yes.
would it apply here too? Even though there was the little.
I see no reason why he would let his guard down. It was clearly a
Okay.
tense situation, so yes.
Okay, in that case, let me just put it up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So the wolf jumps forward and hurls himself at you, trying to snap your. Look at that.
Oh no!
And critically hits for 30 points of damage.
Jesus Christ!
30 points of damage. Wow. Yeah, I guess he just eats that damage.
Yeah, you do, and you're so overwhelmed by it, he just knocks you prone, like towering over you, and just. Soma, your turn.
Well, I was going to cast magic weapon on him, but now I will have to immediately dash forward and try to battle medicine Ottardo back to health. That will be
Whatever. Don't let him get the wounded condition.
Whatever you do.
Incredibly dangerous, as we now know.
Okay. So getting your tools out, moving over there, and then applying.
I think I'm wearing them, so I don't need to take them out.
Okay, good.
But I'm moving it using them as one action, and actually I still have enough time to inspire defense.
Okay, great. So everyone pull that onto your tokens. Yeah, Matt, you can drag and drop that. Yep, exactly.
Perfect.
Excellent. Okay, Lucca.
Ooh, I'm gonna delay just a bit.
Okay. Then it's the Wolfman's turn. And he, like I said, he kind of hunched over, getting on all fours, and he starts moving forward. And as he does so, his features turn even more wolf-like. His nose and mouth elongate somewhat, and his fangs clearly grow longer. You can see his fingernails grow into claws, and he doesn't entirely turn into a wolf, but he certainly looks like a weird human wolf hybrid creature as he first very gently and slowly moves forward, and then all of a sudden starts to leap almost as he targets Birke and tries to bite her.
Oh man.
Once again, critically hitting.
Oh my god. This is par for the course, by the way, Matt. This is
Oh boy.
absolutely
That's
Par
my
for the
experience
course.
combination rolls, yes.
Yeah, I found a really cool module that I installed for jam rules. No, it's 22 points of damage, and I'm gonna need Birke to make a fortitude save.
Fortitude.
That's no.
Okay. And I just realized that I also forgot something. So it's the one that you already got. But as he attacks Birke, the wolf, who's also within reach, kind of uses the opportunity to also do a quick snap at her leg and adds another 4 points of damage to it.
Oh, that's not good.
Depends. Okay, Ottardo.
Wait a second. Does it with the defense resistance damage, right?
Yes, that's true. And
Ooh.
it did for the first roll. It went from
Oh,
22 to 21, so she'd
but
only
not
take
this one. Oh.
probably.
Or are you saying that they're the same and they shouldn't be? It should apply only once?
Yes, I think so. It's
Okay.
because it's just extra damage. So I think that that was all correct.
Okay.
So, Ottardo.
Ottardo is in a rough spot. He's going to start by laying hands on himself. No, the screen is different this time. Okay. So he gets that much hit points back. And I guess he is going to step back up and will he risk not raising his shield? I guess he will risk not raising his shield and he'll take a swing at the wolf with his hammer.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So the wolf, still towering over you, but distracted by taking that bite out of Birke, gets hit by your hammer, takes 6 points of damage.
And that's the turn.
All right.
I'll jump back in.
Okay.
Okay. So Lucca rushes forward and he says, "Oh, ha, ha, I knew you were going to do that. I didn't mean nearly kill both my friends. I meant rush forward. And now you shall eat bone."
Oh. From
Hang
your
on.
hand, targeted. Okay.
Do it
Oh, it's a
like this,
cone.
right? Like that.
Yes.
From a corner, right? Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so they both try their reflex saves. Let's see. A wolf has pretty good reflexes usually, but let's see if it's enough.
That is a pass.
We should have used the token though. All right, so one passes, one fails.
All
Let's
right.
see.
So that is going to be 10 points of piercing damage and 1 of bleed.
Okay, and that's I assume that's half damage for the wolf and no bleed, right?
It's a basic save. It says 1 persistent bleed damage to all creatures in the area. It doesn't say that the basic save prevents it. I don't know.
Just gonna look at the Archives of Nethos version. Sometimes it's a little more helpful. Basic reflex from dealing 2d10 piercing and 1 persistent to all creatures. Yeah, it's half the damage, so I guess it's yeah, that's also what the module does. It's 0.5 bleed damage. So I guess it's the point of bleed
Whatever.
damage. It's the point of bleed damage every other round, basically.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird, but that is literally what the description says. I think they forgot to say that you don't take the bleed damage when you succeed on the save, but we'll go with it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so he rushes forward, he holds one arm out, like all the bones in his arm just go flying out in this shrapnel burst. And then once they punch through these guys and cause them to start bleeding, they all gather back together on his arm. And that's
Alright.
it.
And they both let out pained yelps as they get shrapnelled. Augrael.
All right. Going through this, I imagine I can't just go through the campfire.
You could, but I would ask you to do either an athletics to jump over it or an acrobatics to avoid it, and at the
Okay.
risk of potentially stepping in hot
Okay.
coals.
He will try and get through it. He will use, I think he would use his acrobatics here to try and dodge it.
Okay, yeah, it's easy enough to avoid, right? You
Okay.
sidestep it, move through.
All right, and he's going to get on the other side of this thing. He's going to try and recall knowledge about the mean werewolf guy.
Okay, that would be Arcana Nature Society, or if you have some sort of lore that might apply.
Okay. Arcana Nature or Society. I will do Arcana here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a regular Arcana roll, right? For
Yeah.
recall knowledge.
Well, you've certainly heard the stories about werewolves. You've read probably about them in one of your books, so you know that they are these weird hybrid creatures between beast and humanoid, and there's the famous weakness to silver that you would assume based on those stories, but you're not entirely sure if it's maybe just a part of the myth.
Okay. Does that count as a successful recall knowledge check?
Yes.
Okay. So I will then, using my third action, he's going to bite at him with his, or no, he's going to strike out at him with his claws.
Okay.
Let me target this guy. Oh,
And you miss. Okay. Then it's Birke's turn.
Um, so did Augrael share anything about?
yeah. Sorry, he might be weak to silver, if I'm remembering that right. I don't have a source on hand, but that's my memory.
Okay. In that case, Birke will she will target the wolf with her arm
Mm-hmm.
and take a swing at it.
Ooh, that's a hit. Okay, she cuts the wolf badly. A large chunk of his fur is painted red as his blood gushes out.
Um, and I guess she will do that a second time.
Okay.
And miss. And with her last action, let me see. I think she'll designate the wolf as her hunted prey.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we don't need to roll for the recall knowledge.
Okay. All right. Then it's the wolf's turn. And Ottardo is in front of him, but he's kind of him and the Wolfman are ganging up on Birke here. So it's gonna target Birke and just gonna go into like a frenzied attack, jumping at her neck, missing, trying once again, now biting at her legs instead. Ooh, critically missing. And I guess it's just gonna try one for last time. And once
Wow.
again, critically missing. Okay, so Soma, your turn.
Now, I will cast magic on Sir Ottardo by touching the warhammer. That's 2 actions.
Are you going for the Warhammer? Because he does have a silver hatchet hanging off his belt.
You, well, if you stop someone before she touches the hammer, she will touch it. But she didn't remember that.
All right.
So if well, in that case, we'll test it.
Nice, good call.
That was 2 actions. Then I will begin Inspire Defense protection, and I will try to make it lingering.
Okay, let's see the performance roll.
Never remember where exactly this was.
You can just pull it onto your quick bar because it's something you use pretty regularly. Yep, that is a success. So it's gonna linger. Okay. And it's the Wolfman's turn. Yeah, like I said, he's ganging up with the wolf on Birke, so he's also going to start snapping at her like a wild animal indeed. So that is a hit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, we'll roll the damage. 20 points.
Oof.
Ottardo is going to intervene here with his reaction, granting Birke resistance 6.
Okay, so you wedge your shield in between, trying to protect Bilka as best as you can.
Resistance 6, and then 1 resistance from Inspired Defense. Hmm.
Is
I
it
imagine
both?
it's just a greater resistance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does it
probably,
say
yeah.
anything? Yeah.
Okay, so 14 points of damage.
All right, so I'd say Ottardo probably prevents the wolf from adding damage to it by like quickly bringing the shield in and slamming it out of the way. That was just its his first attack, so let me see what else can he do that he might want to do. Yeah, I think what he's gonna do is, well, he only has 2 actions left. So yes, he, to your surprise, lets off Birka for a second and just starts like growling in a way that almost sounds like a chant of some kind. And before you realize it's too late, and he unleashes an electric bolt of lightning
Aye.
Ooh.
going
Damn.
straight through Lucca, Birke, and Ottardo. So please all roll reflex saves.
You didn't tell us he was a spellcaster.
He never shot me with lightning.
um. Yikes! So he can just shoot it like straight through the 3 of us. Okay.
It
Yikes.
is a straight line, right? So
Yeah.
success, success.
Ooh, it counts bulwark. That's
Oh
Oh no.
god.
Oh, that's bad. Do you want to keep that, or do you want to use your hero point?
I mean, I'm trying to remember. Hang on, let me remember this ability really quick. Let's see if it's only on attack rolls. Yeah, it's only on
No.
strikes. Yeah, no, let's re-roll that.
Okay.
Even a failure would be better. It's just a failure, okay.
Okay. That is probably a good idea that you did that, because the regular damage is 23. Half damage for Ottardo and Birke is half of that. Okay, and that is the end of its turn. Ottardo. Oh, wait, he needs to recover. Yes, succeeds. Ottardo.
Ottardo's turn. Ottardo's going to drop his warhammer and draw his hatchet. He is going to target the wolf with a strike.
Ooh, and the wolf
Nice.
yelps in pain. Go roll the
All
damage.
It's a dead wolf.
Oh, only 20 points. That's less than I
Oh
expected.
god, it's not dead.
But it's still a brutal strike. Cuts the wolf wide open
Ayo.
on its side.
And for his remaining action, yeah, he will raise his shield again.
Okay, Lucca.
Yeah, Lucca's probably complaining loudly about since when do werewolves bother to learn spells? And he's going to he's just gonna try to, I mean, this is scary, but I don't want to use all my magic immediately. He's just gonna try to set this guy on fire. Everything's weak to fire.
Okay, so you produce some flame and hurl it at him and try to push it on him. That's a hit. And 10 points of damage. Okay.
10 points of damage, and then with his final action, he is half of his bones have been scattered on the ground behind him. But he's going to very indignantly stand there, and he's going to say, Augrael, you give this foul werewolf man what for, and I'll let you have a bone from my bone bag to snack on. As he casts Diabolic Edict.
Yeah, and as you
Oh,
burn,
nice.
and as you burn the wolf man, his like damp clothing barely catches fire, and this smell of like sour sweat and fungus um becomes even stronger. But you do cause some damage. All right, you put a diabolic edict on Augrael. Matt, you can pull that onto your token as well. Yep,
Perfect.
and then it's your turn.
All right. So I can recall knowledge again because I didn't critically succeed at my last one, right? So can I do it again to?
Yes, it'll be more and more difficult every time you do it, though.
Got
But
it.
as long as
Okay.
you succeed, you can continue.
Okay. I will still try and do that.
You 24. Yes. You can ask me a question. What do you want to know about?
It should actually be a 26 because I think the Diabolic Edict should
No,
still
Oh
be
yeah.
good
Why is
apply.
this?
it is an action to recall knowledge, and you're not attacking him with that action, so it goes against your edict.
Is it going to help him give what for to this guy? I don't know. But okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. What do I want to know? I suspect that he's weak to. Does he have any resistances?
Hmm. Yeah, you would think that given its strange physiology, being this sort of hybrid creature, that gives him some resistance against poison.
Okay. Poison won't work on this fellow as well as others. But hopefully my claws will. And he is going to strike out with his claws. This creature is going to be flat-footed against me since I should have remembered that last time. But it'll be flat-footed against me because of my successful recall knowledge.
All right. You may have a checkbox on your sheet to activate that
That is
potentially.
yeah. I have nimble dodge, satiated, or performing. Oh, I am performing the task now. I don't see the checkbox for
Okay. Then
the flat.
that's okay. Then I'll just
Okay.
put flat-footed on him for. Oh wait, it's no longer flat-footed. What is it? Off guard.
Off guard.
Put that on him for this particular attack. Okay.
Okay, and I'll try. Yeah, we'll figure out how. Oh,
Ugh.
man. God.
Miss. Last action.
And yeah, frustrated. He's gonna go in with his jaws for the second one.
And he just kind of
Augrael.
tries to
Yeah.
shove you out of the way, and you try to bite him, but you just sink your teeth into the layers of thick, wet fur that he uses as his garments, and you end up with this really sour mushroom flavor in your mouth. Not what you were hoping for, Birke.
I tried, as mushrooms are like escaping his mouth.
Well, Birke is in rough shape, so she is going to take one step away from the fighting, and then she is going to take a swing at the wolf.
Okay, from the
Hoping to
second row,
dispatch.
using the full reach of her weapon. Yep, she pokes him, cuts him for 14 points of damage. The wolf continues to bleed profusely. Both the wolf and the wolfman howl. The wolfman in anger, the wolf in pain.
And she is going to attempt that again, and
Okay.
crit miss this time.
That's a miss. Okay. So the wolf, yeah, like I said, is in great pain, but it is also obviously starving. You can tell. And it's going to take a step forward. Oops, not 2 steps forward, just here. And it's going to try to attack Birke once again.
Does it get the 1 point of bleed now, or are you ignoring that?
At the end of its round.
Oh, okay.
So 1 action to step forward, now an action to try to bite Birke. Missing, and then a 3rd action trying to bite her, but missing again, just snapping left and right, and completely failing to get her. And it's Soma's turn. Oh,
Okay.
hold on. I was gonna do my recovery check. Does a crit fail make any difference for
No.
bleed?
No, I don't think so. It's just a flat check, so.
Okay, so he just takes the 1 bleed damage now, and then it's Soma's turn.
Okay. Her defense is still active. Then what we gonna do? First, Soma will try to keep Birke from dying. So instead of trying to hastily patch her up, I will cast Soothe on her for my 2nd level slot.
Okay.
Wait, no, that's the wrong spot. This one. This one. Oh.
There we are. 2nd level, yep.
Ooh.
Okay.
Very nice.
And as my 3rd action, I will try to keep Lucca from dying by metal medicining him, in stitching flesh onto him.
Just give me back some of those bones! Oh,
There
thank
we
you very much. Needed that.
Ooh,
Damn,
critically
I'm
succeeding.
on fire right now, it seems.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, and that's it. That's
Okay. Wolfman, again, like I said, when the wolf was taking all of this massive damage, he was getting furious. And now he reaches out towards his animal companion, and
Oh.
let's see, which one's better? Dum 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 dum. I think this is best. Yeah. So he reaches out to touch his animal companion, and then you can see some of the wounds on the wolf close up as magical primal energy heals the wolf. At least a little bit. And that was one action, and then he uses his remaining action to well, he has 2 actions left actually, so yeah, as he has his hand on the wolf, he continues and casts a second spell and grants the wolf some magic fangs. So what are those called now? Magic Fang has a different name now. What was it?
Probably runic something.
Yeah, runic body. So I think I can give him runic body. Does that work? There it is, spell effect runic body. So okay. There's some weird sound, like a clicking sound. I don't know
Sorry,
where
it's me.
that. Okay, and then it's Ottardo.
Ottardo is
Um,
going to. Yeah.
Can I just interject? It says heal animal has the exploration trait. Is that can he do that in combat?
Oh, you may be right about that.
Oh yeah, there are spells that take like 10 minutes or something. Yeah.
But it does say just one action.
Hmm.
And heal animal has the exploration trait?
It
Oh,
takes
there it is.
an activity with this trait takes more than one turn to use and can usually be used only during exploration mode. Is what it says for exploration
That's funny
trait.
because that's not what it says on his sheet. Let me double check on
On
AON.
Archives of Nethys, it doesn't have the exploration trait.
Yeah, maybe that got errata away or something, but yeah,
Okay.
I think that was correct the way I did it. But good catch nonetheless. Ottardo.
Ottardo is going to raise his shield and then he is going to swing at the wolf.
Okay. Hitting. Ooh. And
Very nice.
yeah, just basically overhand smash with the hatchet, and you just sink it deep into the wolf's back. You hear the cracking of its spine, and it just kind of goes off, collapsing. Not even a yelp as it dies.
And as he does that, he is going to like lock eyes with the wolfman and just like flash the silvery hatchet towards him.
And this,
Nice.
oh, and the silver, the blood of the wolf dripping off the hatchet, the silver glints in the campfire, and you see the silvery sheen reflect in the wide open eyes of the wolfman as his face just becomes this expression of terror. And he says, "No, no, no, please, no, no, stop it, stop it! I, I know things. Stop it!" And you see that he heals. Um,
Oh,
it's Lucca's turn.
Do you know how to play nice?
I, we don't need to kill each other. There's no need for this. If really you just are looking for someone else, then just go and look for him. It's okay. And he starts. If you let him, he'll start moving away from the melee here.
Look, you're the one who started this.
I did, but so let me be the one who ends it then.
Oh, I can't argue with that logic.
Mhm.
Luca kind of like looks quickly to the others, like, are we letting him off easy?
Well, thing is, I'm a bit uneasy on this part, but if if he actually yields and well, it, and I don't know, someone will balk at trying to finish off the yielding person. So Well, what can we in second edition do for the sense mode perception, right?
It's perception, yeah. But if you start like talking amongst you, like, shall we really
Yeah,
let this guy go? He's gonna reach in, under his thick layers of garments, and he's gonna pull out a necklace, and he says, "I can give you things. You here, take this," and he just tosses it towards you. It slides over the tiles.
Oh,
I know things too. I just I'll share what I know about this place. It might be helpful to you if you're looking for someone.
when Lucca sees this, he says, "Ah, bartering. Yes. Offers of exchange. This I understand." And he is going to reach out one hand and try to stabilize the wolf before it dies completely.
Oh wow. Um, so he'll notice that act of kindness immediately if he has some sort of connection with the wolf, and he seems utterly confused by it. Just doesn't understand. And he says, "Why did you do that?
We
You're
are not. We are not like the denizens of this dungeon. We are not here to bring death and destruction upon the land or any innocent being. We are here merely to discover this place's secrets and to understand what is happening here. And if you have knowledge, then you are valuable to us. We would rather make allies than corpses."
and he moves forward, like giving each one a wide berth, and he reaches for his canine companion, pulls him out from between you, and just kind of like hugs him as he pulls him further away. And he says, he's still completely confused, just not understanding how someone who's stronger would do something like that. And he says, "Oh, I'll tell you what I know. If you just will leave us here once you're done finding who you're looking for."
Sounds like
Augrael's
an
gonna.
agreeable arrangement. Oh, Augrael? Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. Augrael's gonna. He tossed a necklace or something. Augrael's gonna pick it up and look it over, curse like quickly.
Yeah. You look at the necklace. Hold on. Here it is in the chat. It is a bejeweled necklace, quite valuable. That's probably why you thought that it might make a difference here. And it has a little porpoise on it, but it also has an inscription that, as you pick it up and take a closer look, you can easily identify. And it says, "Ayla, my beloved." And you are welcome to do a society check if you are so inclined. And however, Augrael would know something like this, but I guess it's been a couple of decades. So maybe he's been like closer to the surface levels and he's overheard people talking about it. There were people looking for
He's a
her.
gossip. Yeah. If
Something, yeah.
anyone comes with any information, he's all for it.
Yep. So you have heard about that, even though you don't know the people at all. You probably don't even know really what the meaning of that is, of like a wife. Um, but you know that there's a merchant in town, in this town you've never been to, but you've also heard about, and he goes by the name Keelino Lathanar, and you have overheard a long time ago that he was looking for Ayla Lathanar, who you eventually learned was killed by this very druid right here in this room. And he'd probably be very glad to get at least this keepsake back. But he probably also would be glad to see the murderer of his wife put to justice.
Yeah. Augrael will bring the necklace over to his companion and this is one of the people he killed. A bit grim to give it as an offering of peace. I don't know how that sits with you guys.
What do you care of? What do you care of this female from 30 years ago? She was weak. I was hungry. I was not in control of my deeds. I might even go as far and say that I feel remorseful about it. But as the way of nature, there are those who feed and those who are preyed upon. She was on the wrong side of it. I'm not to blame. If you want to blame anyone, blame nature.
Bad nature, Augrael says. No,
Yes, Soma will take a deep breath and will like try to hiss through her teeth like, the justice waited for 30 years and we can wait for a few more days.
I mean,
Uh,
I get it. We've all had hungers that we've had to deny, have we not? It can be difficult
Augrael,
sometimes.
yeah, Augrael's wringing his hands.
That's a good call, but I think Ottardo was ready to let him go until the necklace was revealed. Yeah, I think that no longer sits right with him, and he is. Are we still in initiative, or is just? Oh no, no longer in initiative. Well, he is going to raise his shield and step up again and say that if you want to live, you'll come up in shackles.
Shit.
Hmm. No, no, he says as you approach him with your intentions clear, I would assume. No, I will not be put into a collar like a domesticated dog. And he growls one more time at you. So I guess we can re-enter initiative here. He
I
does
mean, I
have...
respected its badass, Ottardo, but you did see the way he's kind of beating the shit out of us, right?
True.
Oh, sorry, I'm rolling for you here. But that makes things a little bit quicker. And very fittingly, he won the initiative here. And he's just, yeah, like I said, he'll lash out at Ottardo. And he'll use one of his sharp claws to hit you for 23 points of damage. And follows up with a snap of his jaws, biting
Oh,
you for 17 points of damage and a fortitude save. So he really just kind of like, yeah, he really just jumps you and he says, I will never be put into a collar, and just completely starts to eviscerate Ottardo, who goes down under this onslaught. That's what you get for talking about justice. Soma.
Soma will put him back on his feet.
Simon, don't forget to move Ottardo in initiative.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
And as I was going to, she will like look at the werewolf, coldly say to him, you had an option to not to live like an animal, but now it seems he's chosen you. Don't mod him in penalty.
All right. So give me your diplomacy roll. 26. That's a success. So, okay, I still haven't fully understood how Bommo works, to be honest. So he's distracted, takes -2 penalty to perception, will, and he can eventually end the effect with a retort to your Bommo. Kind of say, okay, got it. That's your turn.
Yes, that's to request an action.
All right, Birke.
Simon, did he ever pass his flat check against the bleed?
Yes.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Birke is going to designate him as her prey, and then she's going to step up and swing at him with the Gizarm and miss.
She probably hesitates a little bit since he's almost literally rolling over Ottardo as he tries to rip him to pieces. Does she have another action?
No, that's it.
And it's Augrael.
All right. Augrael's gonna try and recall knowledge again. I need to get more ways of making people flat-footed, but that's what he's gonna try and do. Let's see.
He could probably also just move to flank.
Oh, does that make someone flat-footed? Does flanking make someone flat-footed?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Then that's probably what he would do. I forgot about that in 2E. Will you allow me to retcon that and say I move instead of doing the recall knowledge?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he will now that he has moved there, he will try and strike out twice. He'll try and bite first. Actually, he's just gonna try and bite twice. He's hungry. All his talk of satiating hungers has
Oh, come on.
this is rough. This is rough.
There we are.
There we go.
Okay. Yep.
All right, so this will be the damage. And I need the, let's see. Yeah, so that's a total of 8.
All right. So you snap twice. The second time you connect and you actually bite out a chunk of flesh that you find between the thick layers of clothing and leather. And if anybody is watching closely, they might notice the disturbing fact that you actually swallow it down instead of or start chewing or something. All right.
Yep.
Okay, that was your turn, Lucca.
Let's see. I didn't want to use a bunch more spells. If he's frightened, does the penalty to that stack with the bon mo? He has a -2 to his wisdom saves right now.
It's a status penalty to his wisdom save. So if the frightened also gives a status penalty, then they wouldn't stack.
Probably. Frightened. It is. Yeah, it's a status penalty.
Yeah, then they don't.
Do all of your checks and DCs. Okay, so there's no point in like trying to frighten him further. Okay.
I was kind of hoping they will stack to frighten him on the next turn.
I mean, frightened does on all your checks and DCs,
Right.
whereas
Yeah.
on Mo only does on will saves. So
Right, but it's not going to help me with what I'm about to do next. Is the point?
okay. I see. Yeah.
So Lucca is going to say, "Very well, if you insist on behaving like a dog, then lie down on your belly like a dog."
Oh no. Okay,
That's
well,
humiliating.
okay, it's gonna come up on his turn. The wolf is stable.
I have one last action.
Oh, excuse me.
So I'll try to frighten him now.
Okay.
Command him, and then I'll just give him the classic Lucca glare.
Frightened would most importantly lower his AC.
Right. Yeah, that's the big one I'm going for. The classic Lucca glare fails. Oh no. Oh well.
All right, the wolf is stable but unconscious. Ottardo.
Ottardo. Why doesn't it? Oh, okay, because I didn't have. Ottardo is going to reach to grab his hatchet, stand back up on his feet,
Mm-hmm.
and so are we not? I guess we're not playing with the wounded rules for
I
now.
mean, we're playing the way that it's implemented here.
Okay. Uh, should he strike or should he protect himself? I guess he'll strike.
The worst he can do, he'll only have one action.
And he'll miss.
Oh.
Okay. So what's gonna happen is he's gonna have to follow the command, so he's gonna go prone. And yeah, and I guess then he's gonna get back up on all fours. And since Augrael actually hurt him and Ottardo did not, I don't know, but Ottardo does have the silver hatchet. I'll roll a d2 to see. One is Ottardo, two is Augrael. All right, so he turns around after coming back on all fours, and he's going to target Augrael, and is going to try to bite you with his last action, which is a hit. And creature targets you with an attack. You're definitely dodge +2 to your C against the triggering. That is enough, so you don't take the damage.
Nice. I was like, cool.
Yep, exactly.
I'm having such strong flashbacks to Melkis right now from our own playthrough of Troubles in Atari.
All right, and then
It's almost as if he's back here with us in some digital form.
Soma. Let's see quickly. Does she have any?
Soma, not Birke.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Wait, what was I thinking? Oh, Birke is next after. Yeah.
Okay. So I think it's time once again to start trying defense, although with bonuses from this guy might be not. But anyway, let's start defense, try to make it lingering again. Last foot.
Yep, that'll linger.
For round 2 to 5.
All right, is that the end of it?
That was one action, and for my final action, I would actually try to whack our werewolf friend with phantom.
Ooh,
Nice.
okay. See that.
Nice.
Okay, let's see his face. Oh, there it is. It's a safe. So he takes full initial damage, but no persistent. Okay, roll your damage. Okay, so
It was worth a try.
wait, but does it? How does it? Yeah, I can just get rid of the persistent damage then. Yeah, so you cast your spell on him, and he just for a moment he just holds his head and he writhes in pain for a little bit, and then shakes it off almost like a dog shaking his coat dry, and he's good. Birke.
Birke. Birke will swing at the wolfman and miss, and then swing again.
That looks much better. Okay. So from a little bit of a distance, she strikes at him, cuts him for 13 points. Final action.
Final action. It's unlikely to land, but she's going to attempt to like tangle his feet and maybe trip him.
Okay. for it.
With
Prone
so the
again! Prone again!
so the -10 is not included here.
Nice!
you go.
Yes!
Well, I guess we don't need it then. So that would be a 20, which I think is the regular success
Yeah, that makes sense.
because it's a crit, but it
Right.
would fail, so it's just a regular success. All right, so he goes prone again. Yep, you knock him off his feet and hands. And then it's Augrael. He's right there in front of you.
Yeah, Augrael is gonna pounce. He's had a taste for wolf flesh now, and he is gonna keep trying to feast on him.
Oh wow. Okay, let's.
Oh,
You jinxed it.
I did. He will. He'll do it again.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's see. Seeing that it's not quite working. No, Augrael's in the throes of this. He's not gonna stop just because of that. But he will strike out with his claws for the last one rather than his jaws. Thinking he could be slightly more accurate and still miss.
Right. Yeah. So I guess what happens is that Augrael kind of confuses the situation, thinks that he's just a victim now, but he's still able to fight back and push him off. So
Yep.
all of his attacks are futile. He's probably not used to fighting against something that still defends itself. Lucca.
And Lucca continues. He's kind of watching him like struggle here, and he's like, "Well, and if you wish to act like a dog, then you can burn like a dog. It makes sense. Don't worry about it." Oh dear.
Oh, and you just toss some fire across the cave, missing by a mile.
And he tries to act spooky again,
All right.
hoping that this time. Oh wait, I think is he immune?
He is immune if he
He's immune.
succeeds.
Never mind. I don't act spooky. I can cantrip him, can't I? Actually, well, that'll be next round regardless. Is this a melee effect? Hang on. Let me see if I need to move up on him. This range is touch. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get a little closer. Excuse me, Birke. That's it for me.
Okay. Ottardo.
Ottardo will raise his shield and then swing at the wolfman.
Mm-hmm. Oh, using using your higher ground to your advantage.
And the
You-
silver, nice.
With the silver hatchet, you do 23 points of damage to him.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And well, he is going to keep swinging.
Mm-hmm. Wow, another hit. Another 9 points of damage as he tries
Oh,
to
hold
for
on just a
16
second.
points of damage.
I think I see what happened here. The spell went off. I guess yeah. Maybe
What's that?
Oh,
yeah,
magic
because
weapon expired.
yeah. I thought the crit damage seemed a bit low, so yeah, I guess.
Oh yeah. No, it's
Mm.
the back and forth, the conversation, I guess,
Okay.
was long enough. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Unfortunately, it lasts only a minute.
No. You're right, but still, you hack at him with your silver hatchet. He tries to roll out of the way, but each time he doesn't quite avoid the full blow, and he's badly injured. So then it's his turn. He's on the ground. He sees someone with a silver hatchet in front of him. I think what he's gonna do is he's gonna swipe at your feet. Still, like as he's still prone, he's swiping at Ottardo's feet with his claws, trying to bring him down, because he knows that this is the most dangerous weapon to him. He cuts your feet for 15 points of damage.
Okay, so it's an attack, not
And not a trip. He's actually
uh,
just trying
yeah.
to slice into
Ottardo is going to shield block that, but for some reason his shield.
Well, and we know it should be up because you used that action last turn.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out because it doesn't seem like it's even its stats. Okay, I guess he should. When he went prone, it didn't apply. So okay, so now I have the stats back, and he will use the shield block reaction against that.
Oh, did it make you drop your shield when you went prone? Is that what
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay. All right, so 7 points of damage go to the shield, 7 points go to you. You're still up, so he'll follow up with another swing of his claws, but this time he misses, and then just with pure and utter desperation, he snaps at your knees and narrowly misses.
That was close.
Souma.
Okay. I think the Inspire Defense still goes. It's better to just keep Ottardo alive, so my last slot into healing. That would be 2 actions, and
Oh, I guess there's a little bit of automation that's borked.
I was wondering about that. I was like, shield is all of a sudden weird. Violent healing.
and for my last action,
I think that was the copay.
That was the.
The copay.
Oh.
Someone will dash forward.
All right.
Give
That's
him
an
more time.
American joke. You're too European to understand.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. I'm done.
All right. Birke.
Well, Birke sees that everyone is ganging up on. Oh, sorry. Oh, I see what happened. I had too many things selected. Okay, so let me select Birke alone. Okay. Birke will stride through, and then she's going to continue her movement all the way there. Then she is going to swing her gizarm at the man.
All right. Swings and
Eh,
strikes.
And she is going to do that again and crit miss this time.
All right, but even her first swing, connecting, slices half of his face open. He's clearly on his last legs here. Augrael, tasty human soup is dripping onto the floor.
Yep, and he's gonna try and eat it. Let's see. Man.
What? No.
Rough.
You do also have
You have
a
a hero
hero
point. Hero point.
Yeah, I'll reroll using here, but is it right click it right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let's get ahead here. There we go.
Much better.
Uh,
All right. Roll for damage. 7 points.
7 points. I gotta get my damage up a little. He will. He's gonna tear into him again with a claw here. Try and hit him. Okay.
Nice.
Man, yeah, not great damage.
4 points of damage. Oops, that was one too many.
Uh,
Did it not? Doesn't seem to be going down. What is going on here? Didn't seem to take either of those. Let me see it. Hold on. Damage. Okay, so now it worked. I think the first one also didn't really come through. Okay. All right. Yeah. So
All right.
you get a couple of good bites or swipes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he'll do one last claw just because he can. We'll miss with it, unfortunately.
That one misses. Okay, Lucca.
Yeah, I mean, Lucca's gonna try to finish him off if he can. Fortitude save.
Fortitude save. Let's see. Success.
Let's see. Oh wait. The effect depends on the spell. Okay, yeah, so he takes half damage. Sorry, I don't know why that I blanked on me. 5 points of void damage.
And he takes those 5 points, and you see him like his already pale, pasty skin just goes even paler for a second, and he opens his mouth, and there's just a silent scream that escapes his lungs before the necrotic energy takes the last of his life force away from him.
Is he dying or dead?
Well, he's an NPC, so he can be whatever we need him to be. Because NPCs usually just die when they hit 0. But if your intention is to stabilize him, I'm happy to let you do that.
Yeah. Well, Ottardo is now committed to bringing him to justice.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So if you
And
you'll have enough time.
he can actually try to administer first aid. Ottardo does have. Let me just double check that. Yes, he does have his healer's tools worn on him. So he can just spend 2 actions to attempt to stabilize.
Okay, go for it.
Right. Medicine. Where are the skills? There they are. Oop.
Oh dear, you've killed him now.
Yep.
I think that is what happens, right? So when your first
The
hit
dying value increases by 1 on a crit failure.
increases by 1. Okay, so now he's at dying 2. Anybody else wants to help stabilize in this round, or should we?
Ottardo, do you want me to spare his life?
Like, we can't quite tell, but do
I
you
can't.
want to?
I can't decide if they're trying to kill him faster.
Yes, okay, someone will like try to like catch Ottardo like, wait, Ottardo, that's his artery, be careful, and I will try to also stabilize him, Minister first.
Okay.
Where is it? Stabilize medicine. Oops.
Well, that's just a regular failure, though. I think, right?
Yes, I mean,
Yeah.
it, like, the catches his arm and like, oh, well, too late now, sorry.
Okay, so that brings us back around. Oh, okay.
I don't know why you're insisting upon this, but very well.
Okay, so it loses the dying and is unconscious. Okay. All right. So there it is. Lucca magically stabilizes the wolf man, and he lies there on the floor, looking kind of dead, but you know that when you check on him, you'll realize that he's just unconscious.
And
Mostly dead.
Ottardo will dig into his backpack for his rope, and we'll tie him up.
Line him up. Okay.
Why can't
All
I
right.
do this?
You're free to do so. As you do so, you also find two. I don't know if it's Qatars or Qatars. I think the weapons that he's holding in his hands in this picture. I think they used to be called punching daggers.
Oh.
And he has two of them that also register as magic, and they are +1 striking Qatars. There's
Ooh. Two plus one striking Qatars.
2 +1 striking Qatars.
Oh,
Those are
nice.
very interesting indeed. Who's taking them?
We can put them in the stash, and because
Uh,
I imagine that we're going back for a good night's rest after this.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
we barely spend any time right now here.
Yeah, I mean, it is almost 8 a.m., right? It's time to call it a day.
I mean, I was trying to conserve my magical prowess for further adventuring, but if you
Yeah.
really wish to go back, we can.
I mean,
Or do you want to bring him to justice? Yes, of course.
yes.
On the other hand, yeah, I think Kilino will be very happy to see us today, even though it was only momentary incursion to his depths. I think it would be a good day in Otari today. So I think we probably indeed should bring the up.
All right.
So
Okay.
unless somebody wants the Qatars, I'll just put them in the stash.
Yeah, I will later probably break one of the rooms for my. Don't need Qatars.
Yeah, I might be able to use the guitars. They're finesse, right? If no one wants them.
If you can put some better use, I'm sure. Because
Oh,
They're
they're
not-
not finesse, yeah, but they are monk.
Oh, they are not. Okay. Got it. Yeah, no, I just assumed they would be finesse, but yeah. So I will not. Use those.
They are agile. They're considered uncommon weapons, huh? Interesting. Okay.
Oh, they're agile. Yeah.
Agile is the one that gives you a less worse multiple attack penalty.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
Well, anyway, put them in the stash.
personally, I mean, Souma, of course, is probably the last person to actually run into melee, but she can stab people with a rapier, and if it would be striking, then quite a good chunk of damage would be.
Okay. So first of all, you can put 120 XP on your sheets.
Woo.
And then we'll pop over to Atari here. It's an hour later.
Yeah, I think Augrael will be like, do you guys mind if I tag along? I can't really go up by myself. And he sort of like gestures to himself. And he's like, but if you guys vouch for me, I kind of want to,
Yeah, I think you probably should invest in a cloak.
I can do that.
Yes.
I don't know if there's something Augrael has stashed that he could throw on real quick, or he could find something. But yeah, he would throw something on.
I have a cloak. I only have one mask, though.
I wouldn't want to steal your thing. That's sort of your thing.
That's my thing. Yes, that's my thing. The villagers accept one mysterious masked figure wandering around town, but who is just right out?
Well, I mean, we can always say that he's your cousin, and it's a religious thing.
It's a religious thing. Look, in my experience, the people of this town have been surprisingly welcoming to folk like us, though I would suggest staying away from the Darn Flower Library.
Yeah, the one place that I would probably want to go. I won't go there.
Yeah, probably. The greatest temptations.
But you can check books out for me, right? If I
Well, not me,
do a
but
not you, someone else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Birke goes
Yeah.
often to the library.
Yeah. Lucca would also be like,
before we head out of the dungeon, I'm going to hit the showers. Augrael, you want to join me?
Sure. Yeah.
The negative energy shower, of course. It's
Oh,
lovely.
I was
Yeah,
like, I don't.
there's a thing, and I think Augrael would probably be aware of this too, because it really does draw the undead to it. So there's a room on both this level and the level above where there's this ribbon of pale blue light that goes from the floor to the ceiling, and where it meets the ceiling, it's like it looks like there's um like the stone and the tile work turns into infected tissue, and there's like necrotic energy just sort of seeping out of there, and everyone else immediately gets very put off by it. But Lucca found out that it is just literally a negative energy shower, and it actually heals undead creatures pretty rapidly, 46 per second. So you can just quickly pop in there and heal up.
Yeah.
before you go
Okay.
outside.
Fortunately, Agro didn't take any damage, but he's like, "Oh yes, I call this tanning, but I like showers too. That's great." But yeah, he'll go in with him.
Yeah, and there's the one in the library level, no less, is even right in the middle of a reading room. So there's these little divans around with little bits of rotting flesh on the tables.
Yeah, that's
Um,
probably Agro's jam right there.
yes, exactly. So you wouldn't, yeah. Okay, so you can heal up before you head outside, and then on the way to town, I'm sure Augrael will have many questions about what he's about to experience there, because he's never seen. First of all, he's probably never really seen the surface. Maybe he's popped out of the vaults for a little while, but I'm sure he has
Yeah.
never left the fog fen swamp. Yeah, so seeing the town sort of come into view in front of you in these still fairly early morning light, despite the rain that is drenching you all, Augrael, this is a spectacular sight.
Yeah.
All the way across from where you're approaching the town, there's the Giant's Wheel, which is this immense 30-foot diameter water wheel that is kind of dominating the view here. Let me actually activate our landing page because I think it gives you a better impression of what it might look like as
Very
you
cool.
go there. And I mean, today with this heavy rain, it's not very busy in town, which is probably good for you. So there's not a whole lot, like people are really, have their hoods pulled up high, and or the hoods down low and their coats up high, and nobody really stops to scrutinize each other. So it's easy enough for you to wander the streets and take in the sights and sounds a little bit. And the group makes their way over to the market, I assume, or do you take it over to the market or to the barracks? What do you want to do? Because the market is where, yeah.
It will,
Ottardo will take him to the barracks.
yeah, it will be more
If the
prudent.
group wants to split up and deal with something else, that's fine.
All right, so Longsaddle is there, the head of the guard, and he's gruff as ever as you ask to see him. I would assume to hand over your prisoner. He the first thing he says is he looks you up and down and he says, "You're dripping on my oak floorboards. Who's that?"
A prisoner to check in.
Uh-huh. And what might this one have done except for smelling like a moldy mushroom farm.
I believe a murder 30 years ago.
What? What are you talking about? This couldn't possibly be. And he like bows down because I mean he's still unconscious, so I would assume you've probably put him down on the floor. And he like pulls up his head by his long hair. And he looks in his face and he says, "That's impossible. He almost looks dead. But
It was a good amount of work went into putting him.
right, but he must have. It's been 30 years by now."
Well, it seems like he's no longer just a man.
I see. What else is he?
Half beast, I guess. You know the tales of werewolves and things like that.
Oh, likely. Oh, well, that good to know for sure. Well, gonna have to make sure we'll reinforce his iron bars with a little bit of silver. Then I guess. Well, I'll see to it. Well, good job, man. Excellent job indeed. I'm gonna. You might want to talk to Kilino. He'll be very glad to hear that this monster was finally caught. And then he'll organize having him.
Before Lardos, before he away, Soma will call out to him and say like, and he can cast spells. Please be vigilant.
Very good to know. Thank you for the heads up. Yes,
And-
we. He's certainly a dangerous prisoner. I don't believe he'll be in town for very long. We don't. have to
And
leave-
if he lifts his leg, watch your shoes.
He'll say, yeah. So we don't have the means to keep a prisoner like that in town for too long. I'm gonna have to send for someone to pick him up from Absalom. They'll be much better equipped to deal with the likes of him. But still, it's important to get out the news that justice has finally been served. Excellent job all around. And he says, "Oh, I even remember there used to be a bounty on this guy." And he'll go into check some paperwork to look it up, and finally returns with the sum of 50 gold pieces that I will put on your party sheet.
Most wonderful, wonderful.
50 gold pieces. And again, he says, I'll leave it to you to tell Chiellino. Like I said, I don't think he was harboring any hope to hear that this guy would finally be caught.
I guess we better get going then.
So you head on over to the market where Chiellino is. There's the open air farmers market, which is not very busy today. Everyone closed up shop early, getting drenched by all this rain. But there is the log cabin trading post where Chiellino has set up his shop more permanently. And you open the door and step inside. It's a pretty small cabin, just basically a couple of shelves and a counter, and then a little curtain that separates his living quarters from his storefront. And he's at the counter doing some inventory, and he looks up and he says, "Ah, it's our town's heroes once again. Here to sell some wolf pelt."
I guess we didn't pick it up. No, Kalino. And Ottardo is going to like take a peek behind him to see if there's like any seats or stools or whatever.
Any what?
And any seats or stools, or rather, I should say, chairs or like
There.
he'd like to invite him to sit down.
Oh, I
he better be sitting for this.
Why? He says, and he has this sort of like a stool that he keeps behind his counter that he leans on, and he looks at you and squints a little bit. What are you going to tell me?
Well, the person you've told us about, the Wolfman, he's behind bars now.
That dreadful excuse for a human being finally caught? Are you serious?
He was still alive deep inside there.
In the I can't believe it. I knew it. I had the sense. I told the guards that he was still running out in the fog fen, maybe even claiming more victims. No one ever believed me. Ah, I cannot thank you enough. This doesn't bring back my poor Isla, but this truly. Ah, you've made an old man very, very happy. I am so glad. And he looks for a way to thank you, and you can see like he's clearly not making a lot of money with this sort of general goods store. And he says,
At
"You
one
don't
point,
have-
at one point, Ottardo will like make a sign to Augrael for
Yeah, he'll hand it to Ottardo.
yeah, and like he'll put on the counter the necklace that was retrieved.
Yeah, hold on a second. I realize that we are still listening to dripping sounds. So you put down the necklace. Where is the necklace? Who's holding on to it?
I don't think I dragged it to my inventory though. But I would give it to Ottardo.
Just trying to find that. Oh man. I'll handle that out of session. But he looks at the necklace, and he looks at you. He looks up at you, and he's like completely incredulous. And he picks up the necklace and runs it through his fingers, searching for the place where the inscription would be. And then he reads it, and you see his eyes get teared up, watery, and his voice breaking a little bit. He just looks at you and he says, "Thank you. Truly, truly, thank you." And he, yep.
I think Ottardo just wants to like pat him on the shoulder and then walk away and leave him to his memories for now.
All right. Okay, so you do that, and then what do you do? The day is still young, or not even. It's not even noon.
Well, I guess we could just take an hour or two and patch up our wounds and then dive back in. But I guess it depends on Souma and Lucca. What do you feel?
I mean, all my spell slots are complete, right? But I could try to go by with Inspire Courage and Defense. I mean, I think I can manage at least one dive if you are not ready to actually die.
I have conserved most of my magic. I should be in good condition to continue for some time. However, I must ask if we might divvy up that bounty that we were awarded. Then I may actually be able to equip myself better for returning to the vault. I think I
Sure.
finally saved up enough to purchase another wand.
Sure, and then we actually have some more things that we can sell now. There's
Yeah, I mean, we still have to bring back bring the books, and I think we still have a very important decision to make. That is, should we sell these or should we drink this?
What's in there? Valuable bottle.
Some very, very fine wine.
Yes. Because, I mean, I'm not a connoisseur or anything, but that bottle that we tried back inside, it was good. And yeah, it's saying that it was the best wine I have ever tasted in my life is probably would be very categorical statement, and maybe, but it very well might be. I mean, I have never tasted a wine like this. Not back in Iraq at least, and well, in Absalom I didn't have any opportunity to taste fine wines, and I'm just saying that sometimes we might actually better to hold on to finer things. For example, today is a good day to celebrate. Don't you think?
Souma, if you
Yeah.
want to drink the wine, you can just say so.
No, thing is, I mean, I do like to drink the wine, but I also really, really like gold. No, so
But I agree that we've done well today. We can reward ourselves with one bottle, I guess.
well, I guess
Sell the other.
I think Rose Cascas can. Would she had a stroke if we were to sell it to her?
Might be insulted. I'm sure you could fetch a pretty penny for it at Cook's Corner, though.
Well, I mean, Cross Casks is technically a shrine to Caden as well, so I mean, it might be prudent to bring a certain what's it called, an offering.
All I'm saying is, if you give a fine bottle of wine to Magaloy, she's likely to add in some toenail clippings or some snails or something. Rather spoil the vintage.
That spoils it. Rather, that's not an augmentation. It doesn't make it better.
Yeah, you know, you
He's taking notes.
you speak to. Yeah. I changed my mind. Yinis Merrick will probably have a better respect for this. I think,
So we sell one and drink one. Is
yeah,
that it?
yeah, I think so.
And one was
Alright.
already open, so you might as well finish that one. Pretty
Well,
much.
I think we finished that one way before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it was one that was where we were surprised to find it was very good, and then we found two more intact
Yeah,
after that.
because
Yeah.
there was three. We have accidentally opened one, and now we have two in our inventory. So the two still intact.
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. So what do you do with those? You did you say you sell them to Magaloy? Was that your final decision?
No, I was talked out of selling them to Magaloy, so we will bring it to Crooksnook and see what Yinismer can give us for at least for one bottle.
Okay, yeah. She'll buy them for 20 gold pieces each.
One.
All right.
We're selling one. And
You're
Okay.
drinking one,
keep it
and
there,
we're
but-
selling one.
we can invite Yinismer to drink with us. If he's inclined.
Yes, she could have my portion. I'm afraid that such a fine thing would be rather wasted on me. Lack of a palate, you see.
Oh, Yasmira smiles and chuckles a little bit. And she says, "Very tempting, but it is not even noon, and I have some rules around this place."
Actually, I think Tomo will tell her about their recent adventure, saying that that we have very good reason to drink at noon.
Well, and I would never tell you not to do so. And also, that it's not very busy right now. It's too early for the Crooksnook to really get busy. She pulls up a chair and she says, and I'm always curious to hear about your exploits, Souma. And she hangs out with you, listening to your most recent adventures. And with that, and Soma's voice talking about the fight against the Wolfman and the flight from the Warm Man, we're fading out from today's session.
All right.
Right.